It was supposed to be another ordinary night on the primetime political debate show Capitol Crossfire. The stage was set under blinding studio lights, cameras rolling from every angle, and an audience of millions watching from home. Pam Bondi, former Attorney General and staunch political firebrand, sat confidently at the center right of the panel. She was known for her unshakable composure and razor-sharp rebuttals. On her right was a tall, clean-cut young man in his late 20s, her son, Ethan Bondi, a political commentator trying to make his own mark in the media world. On the opposite side sat Representative Jasmine Crockett, the fiery Texas congresswoman whose reputation for confronting opponents head-on had earned her both admiration and notoriety. From the moment the cameras started rolling, tension simmered between the two camps. Jasmine had tangled with Pam Bondi before, but this was the first time Ethan had been invited to the table. Many thought his presence was a stunt, a way for Pam to bolster her arguments by having her son play the next generation voice. The first segment was civil enough. Discussions about policy and law passed without any visible hostility. But viewers could sense the undercurrent, a silent, unspoken challenge waiting to ignite. Then it happened. A seemingly harmless question from the host, "Do family connections influence credibility in politics?" shifted the entire mood. Jasmine's lips curved into the faintest of smiles. Pam stiffened, sensing where this could go. "Greater than family can be a source of pride," Jasmine began slowly, "but sometimes, it can also be a shield, hiding things the public deserves to know." Pam's jaw tightened. Ethan, visibly irritated, leaned forward. "Greater than, are you suggesting I don't stand on my own merit?" He shot back, his voice steady but with a sharp edge. Jasmine didn't break eye contact. "Greater than, I'm suggesting," she said, "that before you lecture America on ethics, we talk about the off-air stories you've been working so hard to keep quiet." The studio seemed to inhale as one. Pam's eyes darted toward her son, just a flicker, but it was enough for the cameras to catch. Ethan tried to laugh it off. "Greater than, you don't have anything on me, Representative. Don't make baseless claims on national TV." Jasmine slowly pulled out a small, folded sheet of paper from her stack of notes and placed it in front of her. "Greater than, you sure about that?" she asked calmly. Pam shifted in her seat. The audience could feel the heat, and social media was already lighting up with speculation. Hashtags were forming before Jasmine even opened her mouth again. The clock on the broadcast timer read 8:43 p.m. when Jasmine took a deep breath and began. "Greater than, Ethan Bondi," she said, "was involved in an undisclosed financial settlement last year, one connected to a harassment claim from a young staffer at a political consulting firm." A collective gasp erupted from the live audience. Ethan's face went pale almost instantly. Pam's eyes widened, the controlled expression she usually maintained cracking for the first time in her on-air career. Jasmine continued, her tone steady but unrelenting. "Greater than, not only was the settlement hidden behind a non-disclosure agreement, but records show the payment didn't come from Ethan's personal funds, it came from a PAC closely tied to his mother's political network." Pam opened her mouth to speak, but Jasmine pressed forward, her words sharp as glass. "Greater than, so when you sit here and talk about accountability and integrity, maybe start with the mirror before pointing at the rest of us." Ethan tried to respond, but his lips trembled. He glanced toward the host for help, but the host's eyes were locked on Jasmine. 17 seconds. That's how long it took for Ethan's composure to completely collapse. In less than half a minute, his confident, almost cocky demeanor had evaporated. His hands shook slightly as he reached for his water glass. Pam leaned in, whispering urgently to him, but the microphone still caught fragments. "Don't say anything, we'll handle it later, keep quiet." The host, sensing the storm brewing beyond recovery, attempted to steer the conversation back to policy. But it was too late. The damage had been done. Ethan's face was flushed, his eyes avoiding every camera. Twitter was in a frenzy. The hashtag #BondiGate was trending in under 5 minutes. Clips of Jasmine's reveal were already flooding feeds with captions like, 17 seconds to crumble, and, Jasmine just ended him. Pam tried one last time to defend her son, calling Jasmine's claims slanderous and politically motivated. But her words felt hollow compared to the paper Jasmine still had on her desk, the one she never even needed to fully read aloud. By the time the commercial break hit, Ethan had his head down, avoiding the audience's eyes. He mumbled something about not feeling well, and left the stage before the cameras came back. When the show resumed, Pam was alone on her side of the table. Jasmine sat upright, sipping her water, the faint smile back on her face. She didn't need to say another word, the visual said it all. The next morning, the headlines were merciless. Jasmine Crockett drops bombshell on Bondi family. 17 seconds that shook the debate. Ethan Bondi vanishes after on-air meltdown. Pam went on several friendly talk shows the following week to defend her son, but the clip kept circulating, millions of views, countless reaction videos, and an unshakable image of a young man crumbling in real time. Jasmine, for her part, simply tweeted, "Greater than, truth doesn't need permission to be told." And with that, the political world knew, once Jasmine Crockett set her sights on you, there was no safe harbor, no protective title, and no family name that could shield you from the storm.